Welcome to the meeting room podcast. Finding truth behind the lies. Welcome to the meeting room podcast. Finding truth behind the lies.
Guys, welcome to the Meaning Room podcast. I'm Christian Martins, and listen, today we are going to be jumping into a song that's going to hit a little bit different. It's by Cory Asbury, and it's called Kind. It's not your typical worship song. It's not about shouting praises or celebrating victories. It's actually about being honest and wrestling with your questions about your faith, and honestly, it's about things that people are sometimes afraid to talk about when it comes to walking with the Lord. I want to start off with first reading the lyrics that for me hit the hardest. First verse that for me, when I first heard this song, like I had to pause it because I was like, ouch, right? And it goes, sometimes marriages don't work. Sometimes babies die. Sometimes rehab, it turns to relapse. And you're left just asking why. Let's take a listen to that part.
Sometimes marriages don't work. Sometimes babies die. Sometimes rehab turns to relapse, and you're left just asking why.
And if you're honest with yourself and you're human, you know, you've been in a place to where things in life just weren't working out, whether it be your marriage, whether it be you lost a child, whether someone in your family's sick, they're dying, or they've died, or you've gotten clean from drugs, right? And you relapsed. You shout at God, right? Or you pray and you pray and you're just like, I don't understand this. I don't understand why this has to happen. Why are you letting this happen? That intensity of God, why? Why do you let these things happen? Why, if I prayed? Why, if I've done this or I've done that? Why is this happening to me? When it comes to these deep questions, because these questions are sometimes people are really afraid to approach them or to ask them. They feel like, well, as a Christian, for myself, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. For me, I have questions, and I was always taught not to ask questions, but it's counterproductive because if I can't ask questions to things, then there's not much of a relationship there. And so when things are happening in my life or you're going through things in your life and people say, oh, well, you can't ask God certain things or you can't do this or do that, I have a big problem with that. There is a lot of questions that we have that we just don't understand, and some things that we aren't going to know why. So when I first heard that, it really it hit me right in the heart because people are hurting and they're really going through things. And you can tell when he wrote this that he's wrestling with his faith. He's wrestling with these questions as well. And he's not afraid to put it out there. And that's what I love about Cory Asbury. He's not afraid to put his feelings and what he's going through out there and hide from people. And I respect that. The next portion of the first verses that he has in this song is, and for all the prayers I've prayed, I still wonder if he's real. And if he is, how is he choosing who he does and doesn't heal?
For all the prayers I've prayed, I still wonder if he's real. And if he is, how is he choosing who he does and doesn't heal?
That right there really just, I remember when I first heard this, I just started breaking down crying because I felt the pain and I felt the confusion and not understanding when he was saying this, because I personally, and I'm not sure about you, but I've wrestled with these questions. And for me personally, my mom is dying of cancer. And I personally have been through things in my own marriage that broke me. And there's been times in my life where I've questioned God, and because I couldn't understand. But when He says, if He's real, how is He choosing who He does and doesn't heal? How many times do you come in contact with somebody, or you yourself question whether God loves you or is hearing your prayers, not just on the basis of whether you're healed or someone you love gets healed and doesn't die of cancer or die tragically, and you begin to question God. And I wonder, when he wrote this, if he had encountered something of the magnitude of somebody passing away that he was believing or praying that God would heal them. You can really feel the tension in those words. It's literally belief and doubt living in the same breath. Here's the thing. It's not that it's a lack of faith, but I think that it's more of a definition of faith. Faith isn't pretending to understand everything. It's choosing to stay in the conversation with God when you don't understand. So honestly, just to wrap this up, I think that this song just reminds me that honesty isn't rebellion. Sometimes the most faithful thing that you can do to be real with God, no filters, no perfect words, it's just truth. His kindness doesn't change when our faith wavers. He's kind because that's who he is, not because life is easy. I'm Christian Martins, finding truth behind the lines.
Welcome to the Meaning Room Podcast, finding truth behind the lines. Welcome to the Meaning Room Podcast, finding truth behind the